Greetings, Aquarius. My dear Aqua friend, hello, welcome. There's an incredible load of energy in Aquarius, and it's been a common motif that the lesson of Saturn as well as Uranus is potentially taking over in order to reassociate us to, through its lesson, teach us about unpredictability as well as predictability in the structures that are essentially very unique, highly individualized, but also creating and stratifying other structures. So right now there is the energy with Saturn, especially Saturn and Uranus. There is quite possibly one of the biggest shifts in our current decade, the 20s. And this is very indicative of a global shift that is occurring now. So um, a lot of a lot of readers are currently doing their usual thing, but I think it's important for us to venture out and try new things in terms of content, perhaps to focus on perhaps things that matter more. Um, and you guys are going to be my guinea pigs for that, whatever that means. We will focus on love and relationships still, however, in the um, in the structure that exists there, the skeleton of said things. So I'll be doing 3 portals that will deal with the skeletons in the closet, something like this. So please clear your mind if you will. I have smudged the place. So we'll go ahead and get started in double quick time. Give me 1 second, please. The first portal shall open now for my Aquarius for April 2020. Please clear your mind if you can. I would appreciate that. Relax if you can. Try to set loose any thoughts that may haunt you. Let those loose. Thank you. The first portal is now open. We have, first of all, a splitting. With the Two of Swords, there is a discernment point, a crossroads, in which two truths may conflict with each other. This talks about dualities in systems. Perhaps the person you're dealing with has a truth, and so do you, and there is a particular sparring moment, or at the same time, it could be you that has two truths about the situation. You may see it 2 different ways, in 2 different lights. However, the sight isn't as clear, it's more intuitive, it's an intuitive knowing about certain truths that may exist between you and this person. These are the 2 truths. One has to do with the energy of not being able to offer in terms of patience or teamwork. there's a strong need for independence here as well. There is a strong need to find a structure that works for you here, my dear Aquarius. So you may stand at the precipice of one of these truths within the Two of Swords as a huge truth, the one that works more for you. It's one of independence, eccentricity, as well as the quality of being able to live life freely and without the need to be dependent on others. This is fiercely independent. This energy is very, very independent. I'm going to pull 1 card for clarity on this truth. It's the Ace of Swords, so it's the truth of truths. This is a philosophical way of you disengaging from societies, as well as no longer being on the recipient end of things, no longer waiting for a great boon to approach to you. You are probably in a love situationship, not waiting for some sort of cooperation. There's freedom here. Why? Okay. Okay. Yeah. When it comes to something that has been affecting you in terms of a past, something external to you, very external to you, there is the need for you to. It's as if you're still celebrating some emotional connection with the past, something that you manifested, something that you brought into this reality. But at the same time, there's hesitancy. There is something about your empowerment that sets you onto a new path. But this new path has already been set for you. You've made the choice to go ahead and start it, taking what they call a leap of faith, jumping that gorge and really creating things for yourself, bringing things into your reality. You are at a state of living your truth and having it manifest in at least two ways. It splits. At the same time, yeah. So one of the ways that this truth can manifest is through a disengagement of societies around you, disengagement from relationships, from situations that are not helpful for you, and by bringing in a new form of love that looks to the past but also has visions for the future. And it is through the tale, through the past, that you find some sort of freedom of expression, freedom of creation through potentialities in the future, which you don't know of, but you're consciously bringing something in. So it's like a subconscious energy here. Be very careful because it's operating on experience from the past, and there is a certain sort of motivation here that is a bit hardwired, and not only that, it's not totally in your consciousness. Like I said, there still is a review from the past or some sort of past experience that could or could not have to do with somebody else that is affecting your decision now when it comes to especially offers of love, how you give love out to external things outside of you. There is some there is an energy of someone approaching you, but I think it's someone from the past because we have the Seven of Pentacles here in the reverse. And there's a situation that is really difficult to rescue, but it still has an affect on you. You still move towards it, but then you are constantly looking back at experiences that are outside of what is actually here. Um, Take a grounded approach, if you will. If you do so, you will use your discernment and your critical analysis in order to weigh up if this is worth revisiting. However, I think it definitely is not, but there is someone approaching you. They are a lover and they will romance the hell out of you, but there's something about the offer of love that they give that you do not necessarily trust, because in the past there is an echo that is sent into the future. And basically, it's something that you are subconsciously thinking of, emotionally especially, that has to do with love and it is recycling. The cycle is recycling, and you have the option to set it loose once and for all, or potentially, yeah, I think that's it because you have the motivation of the Three of Pentacles or Three of Rods in reverse. You have lost patience as well as you have lost footing with the co-creation of something dependent here, something that is based on the fusion of commitments. Okay. Um, so there's a strong possibility that you could live out some sort of romance, but as far as longevity goes, it would take a lot of work, and right now I don't think you're willing to work with others. Now, on the second path, there is here a block, a block from something that you have left. You have left. Here, there is a non-committal energy. That's one of the truths that you're balancing out, that you're in between. You're not able to make a choice between these two. The first truth, the first sort of vision, Here is a second vision, second truth. It has to do with the Six of Swords energy in the upright, as well as the Eight of Cups energy in the upright. There is an emotional intelligence that you're detaching from. You're having to do this. Why? I wonder why. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, okay. Once again, the Eight of Swords shows up. No. Six of Swords and Eight of Swords. Different. Six of Swords is different. Yeah, so you are trying to evade emotions from the past that you have walked away from already. And they're somewhat resurfacing, but not really. You've been able to emotionally detach from a situation here. And there is a strong possibility that there is a challenge that has to do with the secret that you're trying to discern. Whomever you're dealing with has this energy of the High Priestess. There is a strong indication here of secrets or intuitions, 12th house energy, great mysteries behind this person. When it comes to this, there is fear of this. There is a psychological block, a prison that is holding you back, as well as a challenge. Therefore, the challenge has been too great with this person. There's no communication from this person, though they think they know everything, and they probably do know everything. There's something intuitive about this, and secrets, big secrets are here, whomever you're dealing with here. Here, it's as if you're manifesting the hell out of something, and there is love in it. But it has to do also with some sort of distant past, and past affecting the present or the future circumstances. Some sort of vendetta when it comes to working in with others in general. You're becoming independent. Here, you're just trying to leave us something that's really challenging because of no contact. That's what I see. There is a secret to the High Priestess that I shall pull from. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this person is trying to balance out certain things in their life. They're hiding this from you as well. They are also trying to, there's a mirror here. They also find it challenging because they are deeply hurt and affected by a sense of betrayal or a sense of an ending here. Very much. They're going through the ringer, whomever this High Priestess is. Their mouth is shut. They have secrets. They can't share them with you. And they're very intense. They find it challenging to do so. But they're trying to balance out the situation to see how karma pans out with the Two of Pentacles. There's an infinity here, kind of like your infinity with the Magician. There's a mirror. And the Magician and the High Priestess, now we're fusing the two options together, the two swords. There is ambivalence here because there is a strong connection between you and this person, but it is based on something that you cannot really say what it is. And the past is still affecting you as well. This person is harboring a deep secret. It's very mysterious, that has to do with a past cycle that was challenging, and it broke their heart many times, and they felt a burnout. They ended. They felt a lot of pain in the situation, so they've had to detach. You've had to detach, and this is a past situation here. But there's a future influence that could also be from the past here. But I don't think you're very curious in resurrecting that. To be honest, I think you're on a new path. But your love, which you're trying to avoid, the emotions inside of you, which you're trying to avoid, are pulling you back in a certain way, or at least you're unwittingly sort of investing into that, my dear Aquarius, into regenerating something there. Okay, right. So, that portal is closed. That was a long portal. Good morning from Berlin. Please clear your mind, if you will. Take what you will remember. Leave anything that does not fit you. Leave it aside. The point of the three portals is to find a narrative arc, details about certain karmas and wheels that you may be dealing with, seeing a way to free yourself from these, or perhaps to embrace them to help you in your situation. The second portal is now opening. Wow. Holy hell. Okay. Now, there is. Ooh, this is quite the love story here. Um, this can go two ways. My dear Aquarius, there is potentially you here in the middle. When you're here in the middle, you are the Queen of Cups. You are the water bringer, the water bearer. You bear water in your cup. Okay? That is the Queen of Cups energy. But you are torn between a commitment to your health, to your well-being, with the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful card, by the way. It has also the insignia of BP Grimald here, the Republic of France. Fucking cool. 130-year-old deck. 130-year-old cards, yeah? That aside, there is something from the past that you committed to that was very, very profoundly stabilizing for you. This could be your health, this could be your work, this could also be a situation, a relationship, some sort of commitment here that you have in the past. You're moving away from it, you're looking away from it in order to offer to someone that is not giving you the time of day. They're faced away from you. And there's something about this where you're trying to give love to someone who does not make time for you. And in fact, they have second-handed efforts. They have one pentacle in their mind. It's an ideal. But at the same time, they have something hidden on their right hand. You're using your intuition to understand the dynamics of this, but it seems to me that you're burning out in a certain way, especially emotionally. You feel drained. When this happens, you revert back. You go back to your health, your foundation, and you find what they're looking for yourself, and then you heal up on it. There's a regenerative cycle here that has to do with grounding emotional energies. But when you try to offer your love to this person, it is apparently not enough. And they are very arrogant, but also very concerned with the type of stability that you are concerned with as well. It could be that this is someone new that has caught your eye, but they haven't they haven't caught you or something. They haven't actually reciprocated in a certain way. However, there is a secret motivation here that both of you work towards some sort of commitment. It's a secondary reading. There is a motivation, but then when that happens, you are not giving the love to them. They are trying to offer to you some sort of thing. So there's a disconnect. There's disharmony here. There's an inverse when it comes to the offer of love and the offer of commitment. And each time there is the desire for one, the other fails to reciprocate. Okay? But yeah, your health and your stability are coming most to the fore here. Okay. Yeah. So there is a regenerative aspect to this. Something from the past that is a great memory That is a memory of stability, a memory of commitments in terms of time, energy, love, resources. You've committed already a great deal to this, but you've had to leave it. So there is a possibility that you are standing in your truth. You're trying to observe through analysis of your external world and different parties whom to choose from. Your truth is sharp, it is also very witty, but it is not the most finely crafted truth there is out there. There's something about your energy that is innocent in a way, innocent in its emotion, innocent in its capacity for love, also innocent in the way you communicate this. Perhaps you should develop that. There's something from the past as well as in the near future that may potentially have to do with a cycle that you're dealing with about how you're trying to project certain aspects of expectations when it comes to your love style to or on these people. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that there is a possibility that you have certain expectations on an emotional front that you are trying to bear water for certain people, and perhaps the love style you are providing it does not suffice in a certain way, or perhaps something from the past is calling you back in order to assess why it was unhealthy, or if it was something that was already well invested in, why and all that didn't work because of certain expectations that you or they may have been projecting onto the situation. However, I think you might be open to this judgment. There is strong indication here that this year is very intense. The 2020 is here, 20, if you can see that, 2020, which is a very strong number. There is a clarity that is approaching you, some sort of discernment, something where you want to stand in your truth, but your truth is not very well defined yet. And in fact, you are still swayed heavily by your emotions. If you are working with someone and are on the path of career, there's something very much driving you to put into efforts, but it seems to me that people around you are not willing to cooperate, and there is a critical time in which you have to see if this is the right position for you. A strong indication here lies in the Ten of Cups in reverse, some sort of unfulfillment, as well as instability in the emotions that you have. Your fulfillments with the world around you is being in question at this time. Something about the past, a certain structure is also being resurrected, and you have the possibility to go back to that structure and to understand it for what it's worth. But I think you should really be patient, as well as try to learn as much as you can about whatever you're bringing back into the present, because there's a strong indication here that it won't be as fulfilling as you would have hoped. That portal is closed. I shall now switch decks for you for the last iteration, and we will be using the Supreme deck. This is the No Borders deck, the Alietta school deck from France, and it's a very good deck. We'll go ahead and open a third portal. It's going to be a small mirror between you and someone else, the object of your affection. This can be a person, place, or thing, an idea, your dog, maybe. We'll see. Okay. Okay, that wanted to come out. Okay. Okay. There's there is potentially someone who is a bit not to your fitting that is around you. This person is earnest, but they are a bit dry when it comes to what they offer. And not only that, you may see them as a bit off, little offbeats. I think I think you're trying to possibly reach some goal when it comes to the energy of love. The object of your affection may be giving you a new zeal for certain things, a way to redefine love by the addition of something that already exists for you. You are emotionally detached in a way, and you are also wise about your emotions. This is for Portal 3. There's something about the fusion of the 1 and the 9 that adds to the 10 of Cups. And it's a very different 10 of Cups, one that is very self regenerative, also that is kind of a gift. There's a fusion here that's very beautiful, a very strong indication that you will be able to emotionally detach yourself from something, and that makes you very happy. But at the same time, you can add to that to create a very unique version of the Ten of Cups, which is a bit more about synthesis and a bit more about the act of giving, the act of giving. There is a strong possibility that you will fall in love madly with a new style, a different thing that adds to the general health of those concerned around you. When it comes to your object of affection, um, they are unable to give a proper offer right now when it comes to a commitment, but there is a strong desire to create balance from the misery that may exist in the world around you right now. The tower moment that is, generally being experienced by everyone now, especially with Saturn and deep Plutonic influences, Uranian influences, as well as the sun's influence. There is a strong awakening happening on a global level, and it's balancing out certain structures around the world. When it comes to the person of your affection, this is affecting them so much that they cannot offer you what you would call a traditional commitment. Well, but it doesn't mean that there isn't love there. There is strong love here. It is cosmic in a way because it takes from the spiritual zen, the spiritual hermetitude, and the non-attachment factor of pure joy, of self-love, and there is an addition to it. Another type of love that is cosmic, that is extremely unconditional in a way. The fusion of the two creates a new harmonic structure, union, love, but it's of a higher nature, a very spiritual nature that creates balance around the world as well as it forces people to transform this type of love, but not through traditional commitments, okay? Very interesting. Let's pull a few cards for clarity. Why is this Page of Pentacles in reverse? It's as if there's like a type of monstrosity, something very weird, not really expected in this commitment. It's like a true situation, but it's based on the ability to structure something, to release and to structure something at the same time. This person, whomever you're dealing with here, they have a slight past to them. It could be a past with you or past with someone else. In the past, they've had to dissociate themselves and reach the Nine of Cups. So they had to leave Cups energy in the Eight of Cups, something they've already invested in, and it felt like a blow to them. And somehow it was fused with the Pentacle energy. So they wanted to commit to something in the past, but they had to leave to find truth. And in this, both of you are sharing, this person is bringing to you a truth that has to do with emotional unattachments, but then the ability to in sort of irony, to still provide love in a certain way. This is a very spiritual reading. It has to do with balance and fair play, as well as giving and nourishment. It's one that is based on equal giving, on equal give and take, that is extremely karmic in a way, and in this karma creates enough energy to destroy preconditioned thought patterns or preconditioned structures of love that are in the world today, externalizing. Your interaction with this person will show you something about this unconditionality, and it is very intense, very deep, and transformative. But there won't be cemented a traditional type of relationship. There will be a questioning of certain structures of this nature. Okay? That's what I see. And perhaps a release in a way, something that you can give away in order to give back to those you love, those you truly love. All right, my dear Aquarius, hopefully that was clear. My name is Ron from Terror of the Twin Sun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe if you will. And if you would like a reading, I am available in my About section. Otherwise, I am wishing you well. May the blessings of Agni and Surya burn the paths of the paths of farce, of unrighteousness, and may yours be lit by the sun and the rays of Surya. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Surya, and Jai Sri Tananda. Thank you, my dear Aquarius. Bye-bye.